Welcome to another Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot. The voyage to the Sunken City meta continues to evolve, with the latest Masters Tour only helping to showcase the power of the top decks. We here at Tempo Storm have really been enjoying the meta, but it's impossible to pretend that some decks aren't a teeny bit problematic. The top 2 outlier decks in the meta have been keeping the other decks down, but lucky for us, Blizzard has heavily implied that balance changes would be happening in the coming weeks. While we're eager to see the changes, we wanted to be sure to help you suit up for the latter to ensure that you get the most out of the end of the meta. So grab the full tier list at tempostorm.com and let's jump right in. Leading off tier 1 in this meta snapshot is Aggro Demon Hunter. This archetype has been quite controversial on social media, with players being extremely upset over the archetype's power and consistency. Many players fully expected to see nerfs to it in the previous set of balance changes, but alas, we'll need to wait until the next patch. Aggro Demon Hunter spends the early turns of the game setting up weapons and minions, or if they're lucky, playing Drekthar. After they've pushed chip damage with their minions, they'll look to close the game out with cards such as Multi-Strike or even Lady Steno. This archetype's flexibility allows it to stomp Ramp Druid and even holds its own against Control Warrior, its weakest matchup. Speaking of Control Warrior, Garish's best archetype is the second and only other deck making an appearance in the first tier this time around. This deck has such an insanely powerful range of tools, with From the Depths being the most egregious offender. Being able to discount so much mana and potentially draw those discounted cards the same turn thanks to Finley will always feel a bit unfair. And while its pure versatility gives it a slight edge against the scourge known as Aggro Demon Hunter, decks that have access to late game bombs such as Kazakhstan can be very problematic for you. Tier 2 features a few more decks than its Tier 1 counterpart, and we expect to see a lot of these decks skyrocketing in play rate soon. So pay attention, this is your opportunity to get in early. Quest Hunter claims the first spot in the second tier, as it gained a lot and lost only a little from the rotation. The deck's consistency allows it to finish its quest as early as turn 5 or 6, which gives it a good matchup against Control Warrior and Naga Mage. But decks that can stall with armor gain while developing their own threats, like Ramp Druid, can be a bit of an issue for Hunter players. The second deck making an appearance in tier 2 is Ramp Druid, fresh off nerfs. While toned down relatively heavily, Ramp Druid is still a dominant meta force, consistently ramping towards its win conditions and easily staying ahead of the opponent's curve. The deck continues to run Kazakus, opting to run dragons to maintain its late game bomb. This inevitability gives it great game against the greedier ladder decks like Control Warrior. You do, however, find yourself struggling with decks that aim to burst you down rapidly, with Aggro Demon Hunter being the chief offender. Now let's talk about the third deck in tier 2, Charge Warrior. While very similar to its Control counterpart, Charge Warrior has access to a late game finisher combo, giving the deck a win condition other than boring their opponent to death. Charge Warrior plays out very similarly to Control Warrior, but it cycles a bit more aggressively to find its combo pieces. The combo then allows Garish to burst down the opponent without much room for counterplay. As such, this list is one of the only decks on ladder that actively beats Aggro Demon Hunter and Naga Mage, making it a good counterpick for different pocket metas. Sadly, Charge Warrior does lose to the other warrior deck, meaning that if you're in for a lot of mirrors, it might not be the best choice. The Hearthstone meta has continued to see developments following the expansion release and balance changes, and will continue to evolve even more leading up to the mini set. We're very eager to see how things shape up, and can't wait to bring you the next meta snapshot. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and to comment on the video to let us know. It really helps us out a lot. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.